If you've inherited a house and you're worried that creditors might take it over, you're not alone. This is a very common concern to have when you inherit property. This is one of the biggest fears that most heirs have. And the answer is sometimes yes, but usually no. Let me explain how this actually works. My name is Nate Clark. I'm a Texas real estate agent with a focus on probate. I help heirs and executors figure out how to make decisions moving forward, including selling probate property here in Central Texas, and I do this week in and week out. One of the most common assumptions that most heirs make is that if my parents had debt, the creditor can just take the property. That's not automatically true. Here's the important thing to understand. Creditors do not go after heirs personally, they go after the estate. And this distinction means a lot. Now, when do creditors actually make a claim against a home? Creditors may be able to make a claim against the home if the claim is against the deceased, they filed the claim during probate, and the estate does not actually have the cash to pay down any debts. In that case, that may mean that the home needs to be sold to help pay down these debts, but that does not mean that the creditors can just come and take the home. There's a legal process and it takes time. Not all debt is treated the same, and this is where it's hugely important to understand the massive difference between secured debt and unsecured debt. Secured debt, like a mortgage or a property tax lien, is tied directly to the property. It must be paid off if the home is sold, and it can lead to foreclosure if it's ignored. On the other hand, unsecured debt, like credit card debt or medical debt, is not tied to the home. It must be properly filed during probate, often gets paid only if the estate has funds, and it does not automatically give creditors a right to the home. This is where a lot of heirs get unnecessary panic. Now, what about Texas homestead? Texas has strong homestead protections. In many cases, a surviving spouse or minor children actually have a right to stay in the home, and creditors cannot force the sale of the house to collect debts. This is one of the reasons Texas probate works very differently from a lot of other states. It's important to note that these protections depend on who actually survives the deceased and how the house is titled. Common situations that I see in real life. Typically, credit card and medical debt go unpaid. Property taxes and the mortgage do have to get paid off at closing, and the heirs still sell the house and divide up the proceeds. So this idea that creditors take everything is usually not accurate. Now, some mistakes that can cause trouble are ignoring probate deadlines, paying the wrong creditors first, assuming all debts must be paid immediately, and making emotional decisions without understanding priorities. This is where guidance makes a big difference. So if you've inherited a house and you're worried about creditor claims against it, it's important to understand your options before making any decisions. If you're in Texas and you need help understanding how creditors' claims impact selling a house, this is a huge question that I get from a lot of people that are in the exact same situation you are. Happy to have a conversation. My contact information is all down below.